What's up, guys? High Limit is finally back in action this Saturday night, Saturday, June 13th. We'll be back in action for race number 27 at the Portsmouth Raceway Park in Portsmouth, Ohio for the 7th annual Dean Niddle Memorial. And Portsmouth Raceway Park, if you're not familiar, it is a 3/8 mile bull ring, and it's put on some really, really good shows over the last couple of years. The 2023 version, when the All-Stars came through for Ohio Sprint Speed Week, had about 4 or 5 cars under a blanket sliding each other every single corner, and it ended up with Brent Marks getting the victory. We'll talk more about him here in just a few minutes, but let's talk more about what we're going to be seeing here out of this race. The first thing we want to talk about is the weather forecast, because this year, as we all know, weather has taken a lot of races away from big-time sprint car racing. But I will tell you right now, this race does not look to be in jeopardy at all of losing any type of part of the event or anything like that. The weather, 92 degrees will be the high. It will be a low of 69 degrees, which is nice. 13% chance of rain, light winds, and mostly clear skies. You really can't ask for a much better day than what we're going to have on Saturday night with High Limit Racing at Portsmouth Raceway Park. Now, looking at the purse, you may have seen on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever it is, the purse for this race and all the bonus money, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, is absolutely fantastic. Jeff Niddle, who is the promoter of the racetrack over there, the promoter of this event, has put a lot of work in, and he's got a lot of money rounded up for this race. The purse is $96,485 with everything in it, obviously the feature purse and all the bonus money as well. It is a really, really good purse for a one-night event here at Portsmouth. It is $25,554 to win, and it is $1,254 to take the green flag in this race on Saturday night. Now, looking at the estimated car count right now, there are a lot of tracks in the state of Ohio that are racing against this event, and so we aren't really going to have a huge car count, but we're going to have a full field, no doubt about that. We're looking at about 28-ish cars right now. We're expecting a couple guys that, they don't really use social media that often to show up there. We'll talk about some of the guys in a few moments here that we definitely know will be there. We've talked to them, and they've let us know they will be in attendance, but we're expecting about 28 cars or so to be there for Saturday night's event. Now, looking at the most recent 410 winners on the bottom left side of the board here, the most recent winner was Cole Duncan. He got a win with the Ohio Valley Sprint Car Association. That was in 2023. We talked about Brent Marks a few minutes ago with the All-Star Circuit of Champions, fighting off multiple challenges from Buddy Kofoid, Rico Abreu, Justin Peck, Zeb Wise. He was able to get the win in that race. Then the year prior to that, in 2022, Skylar G was also a winner with the OVSCA Association in 2022. Brent Marks back-to-back. So the last two All-Star Circuit of Champions races have resulted with Brent Marks getting the win. He has been there 2 times, and he has won both occasions. And then the other race we've got there at the very bottom, Lachlan McHugh, he got a win with the OVSCA in 2022 as well. So those are 5 of the most recent 410 races that have been held at this racetrack. Now, I did a little bit of digging, and it does not look like, from what I could find, they haven't had like a touring series of any kind come through that racetrack so far this year. And so it could potentially be the first race of the year. They may have had a local show or something in there, but they don't race on a weekly basis there at Portsmouth Raceway Park. But that shouldn't be an issue. We're going to have a really, really good field of cars, really good, talented cars there as well, talented drivers. And so don't be too worried about that. Now, looking at the track record, there's a little bit of discrepancy here. We're not really sure. There was a change to the racetrack. The configuration was changed around the year 2000. And so there was some kind of, a little bit of misinformation out there. But from what I could find, and I'm really confident that this is the track record set by Tyler Courtney at a 12.602 on June 19th of 2021. Now, there was an 11.8 second lap time turned by Jason Johnson, but that was back in those early 2000s, 2001, 2000 area, and I think the track did undergo a configuration change at this time, and so I'm going to go with the 12.602 for Tyler Courtney with the All-Stars back in 2021. Now, speaking of Tyler Courtney, he is the most recent winner with the series. That came 2 weeks ago at the Lucas Oil Speedway in Missouri. Remember, he came from 9th to the victory that night. after being the Durst Dice Roll driver. It was a great race over there. And if you aren't familiar, we are rescheduling that second race at Lucas Oil Speedway for later on in the year. So if you are looking to get back to that race, make sure to check out highlinetracing.com for those details. But let's look at the points as they are right now. Heading into the 27th race of the year, Brad Sweet with 1,747 points currently shows the way. Tyler Courtney did close in just a little bit. He closed up 5 points on him with that win at Lucas Oil, so he is in second place. And then, man, look at the gap those two have put over the rest of the field. It has been a real struggle here the last couple of high limit races for Brent Marks. He is minus 237. Corey Day, minus 288. And Rico Abreu, fifth in points, minus 301 in the fifth position. Now, let's look right here in the middle. There is quite a few drivers. Almost half of the high limit full-time drivers have never been to the Portsmouth Raceway Park in the past. Including your current points leader, that being Brad Sweet. Your fourth place guy in points, Corey Day. Tanner Thorson, he's never been there, as is Casey Kane, Brenham Crouch, Jacob Allen, and James McFadden. So 7 of the 16 drivers with the series have never visited this racetrack in the past. And you know how I like that. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting, especially when you get a guy like Brad Sweet, who is in the points lead and has a lot to lose. If he's never been to a racetrack, it's obviously fun to watch him try and figure things out and see if he can end up in the top 5 like he normally does with high limit racing. Now, right here in the middle at the very bottom, it is going to be Corey Day's turn at the High Roller playlist. And so Corey Day, his playlist was supposed to be played a few weeks back at one of our midweek money shows. Unfortunately, that night got rained out, and so he's actually the final driver with the series to get his music played on the broadcast. If you like rap and you like hip-hop, then you will like Corey Day's playlist. I will just put that out there right now. Just a little foreshadowing here before we get to Saturday. Now, let's look at the drivers that are not full-time at the series that we know will be there in the field. Keith Baxter, he will be there in car number 1B. Cole Duncan should be in the house as well in his family-owned number 22. Brandon Wimmer will be out there in the Shubricks Racing number A79. Skylar G, we already talked about him and Cole Duncan down here as former winners, so he'll be there in the 99. Casey Jedrzejek in the Ed Newmeister Racing 11N car will be in the house as well. Justin Clark in car number 78. Cale Stenson in the 4X and Nathan Skaggs in the 2S will be there as well. If you are going to be there and you are watching this video, make sure to maybe comment down below or find me on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. Send me a message. Let us know that you are going to be there so we can get you on our list and be a little bit more prepared to know who and how many cars were going to be there at Portsmouth on Saturday. Now, at the very bottom right, I wanted to talk about this because of all the bonus money that Jeff Niddle and everybody at Portsmouth has put together for this race. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic stuff here. It is $454 to win each and every heat race on Saturday night. Also, $554 to the quick time driver. $754 plus a brand new MPI steering wheel going to the hard charger in the feature. $1,154 going to the dash winner. We've also got a $554 longest tow award. So I'm not really sure out of all these guys right here, it cannot go to a high limit full timer. I know that. So I'm not really sure out of all these guys who could potentially take down that award. I'm honestly not sure. We'll have to wait and find out who they give that to, but a really solid extra $554 to the longest tow award. Even for last place in a heat race, it's not, $1 million or anything, right? But it's $54 just to run last place in the heat race on Saturday. And then I wanted to mention this as well. The purse is so good that it pays $2,054 to finish in 13th position in the feature event on Saturday night. And so obviously we already know it's $1,254 to start. So from 19th to 24th, it's $1,254. And then it goes up to, at 17th position, it is $1,554 and goes up $100 all the way up there to around the 8th or so position before it jumps up a little bit more. So there's even more bonus money that I haven't even talked about. I can't fit it all on the board here that they've got there ready for drivers to try and take home. And so it's going to be fun to see who was able to grab a couple of extra bucks there on a night of racing with high limit racing. So that's all we've got here for this race preview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We hope to see you there at Portsmouth Raceway Park. If you will be there, let us know down in the comment section below. Also, let us know your win picks. Who do you think is going to take down the $25,554 to win Dean Niddle Memorial? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Both of those things are free. If you're watching on Flow Racing, we appreciate all of your support, and we'll talk to you again here soon.